Top 10 villains of the year. Who's it gonna be? If you're new to my channel, I'm kind of the villain guy around here. I've reviewed over 160 of them, and today I'm gonna run through the best original villains from 2022. That's right, they have to have debuted in 2022, so no Homelander, stuff like that. Yeah, no, sorry. Also, stick around for the end of the video for a very special channel announcement. It's big stuff, man. Check it out. Yeah, Jean Jacket at number 10. I really like Jean Jacket. Jean Jacket is a simple villain in concept, but just the way it's executed, I think, is really good. It's such a good commentary on aliens, and it uses past alien tropes to make itself better. Like the whole twist about it being the alien, not like this ship. It's a simple twist. It doesn't change too much in the story, but I just like it, and it adds a lot more creativity to this villain. It's intimidating, and I love all the parallels with Gordy, with Steven Yeun's character, with Jupe. Yeah, I think it's just a solid alien villain.
It's time for your suffering to end.
Number 9, I got the boy VECNA. I like VECNA. I have a villain review of him. I have a villain review of most of these people. There are a lot of things I really like about VECNA, but I also do have some complaints with him. I still obviously enjoy him as a villain. He's at the number 9 spot, but he does have a lot of influences from Pennywise and from Freddy Krueger, but he also still has some good moments. I like that they dedicate a fair amount of time to his backstory with 11, and I'm excited to see where he goes in the next season, because he's alive. We all know he's alive. He's got some legit scary scenes. I love just the whole performance in general. Yeah, solid villain. Okay, say what you will about the movie. I know a lot of people don't like the movie that much, but Gore is a very solid villain. You can tell Gore's good because a lot of people, when they left this movie, they were all just going, wow, that might have not been good, but Gore was awesome. Christian Bale brings in a fantastic performance. Gore is the scariest villain. Sorry, Wanda. Sorry, it's true. All like the black and white effects around him are cool. He doesn't have the most screen time, but when you compare him to other Marvel villains, he has a lot more than you think. But yeah, I thought Gore slapped. Number 7, I have Paul Dano's Riddler, a villain who is he feels like Riddler, but he's modern and he fits into this Patton-verse. I guess it's like the Reeves verse of Batman. He feels very inspired by John Doe of Seven, the Zodiac Killer, people like that. And I like the energy that Paul Dano brings to the role. It helps give the character a little more life in this universe that is pretty bleak. And when compared next to the Penguin and Carmine Falcone, it's a solid 3 villains. He's got that love of puzzles. And I like that his motive, it's one of those ones where it makes sense and you totally get where he's coming from, but the way he goes about it, it's just not there. And he wins in the end, which I always really like for a villain. I hope we see him again. I hope he's not done. I'm excited to see where he goes. Paul Dano had an amazing year.
Been following you for a long time. Sign right there.
At the number 6 spot, we have the Wolf from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, a movie that went way harder than it probably should have. I think the Wolf is awesome. He, again, not in the movie a whole lot, but because of that, all of his scenes hit so hard. I don't have a single complaint about this guy. The content is just so compact. It's so just refined, and I loved every second he was on screen. Probably the scariest DreamWorks villain, maybe the coolest since Tai Lung, and I think he fits into this movie so perfectly, and like I am so excited to do a villain review on this guy. Maybe my most anticipated villain review, him and probably one other person who's later on the list. And he plays into the themes of the movie really well. And I love when a good villain should be a good counter to the hero. And him and Puss in Boots are that. The arc Puss in Boots is going on in this movie. It is essential to have the Wolf as the character. Fire villain.
Are those black balloons in there?
Yeah.
Number 5, I got the Grabber. Hell yeah, Ethan Hawke, my boy. Probably my favorite horror antagonist of the year. You got to put so much respect on Ethan Hawke for conveying as much emotion as he does with his face covered the entire movie. The dude has personality too. He's like kind of a weirdo, like, but he also has like a childish nature to him sometimes. Dude's intimidating. Scott Derrickson, everyone involved in this movie, they crafted so many awesome scenes that I'm always gonna go back and watch. I'm excited to watch this movie again. This is a movie that you want to sit down and watch with other people. You want to show this movie to people. I think the Grabber is great. He is a perfect example of a villain that has a fair amount of mystery to him. We don't know anything about his background and his origin, but we still get bits and pieces of him that tease us into just thinking and theorizing about it. Like, why does he not want to take his mask off? Like, why is that so crazy for him?
Buddy, you think you look strong? You're wearing a cape.
Number 4, we got Soldier Boy. It's hard to bring another villain character into the world of The Boys because Homelander is one of the best villains we've had ever, but I thought he was great. He feels very adjacent to Homelander in the cruelty and the brutality of the character, in just how big his ego is. But there is depth here. You feel the sense of betrayal that he went through with his team, and Jensen Ackles is so good in the role. You kind of feel for him in some moments, even though he sucks. You still kind of feel for him. Please come back, Soldier Boy. The Boys would feel so empty without you. You came in for a season, but it feels so empty. You feel like such an essential character now. Please come back.
What do you even know of godhood? In your lifetimes, has anyone ever worshipped you? Ever prayed to you? Can you even imagine that kind of love? No!
Number 3, I got the boy Odin from God of War. I think Odin, okay, yeah, he didn't like originate this year, but it's a completely new interpretation of the character. I'm gonna count it. It's my list. I think Odin is great. I love how he doesn't have to be the big, like, buff guy, scary guy villain. He fights with his mind. He fights with manipulation, with his words, and it totally works on Atreus, first of all. We see little glimpses into that darker side of him, that side that is a lot more petty, that is a lot more, like, just selfish about things. I love his relationship with Atreus, with Kratos, with Thor, and this guy's a scene stealer too. Richard Schiff is amazing. Probably my favorite villain from the God of War franchise. The game came out almost 2 months ago, and I'm still watching his scenes. They're that good. What do you even know of godhood? Number 2, I got Chef SLOWIK from The Menu, a very interesting villain. Probably the villain who made me think the most of any villain this year. Such a cool character, such a interesting character. I love how he's written. I love his motivation. It feels very fresh and unique, but also very real. Ralph Fiennes is, of course, amazing. He has some funny-ish moments, but also some very personal ones and some very intimidating, scary ones. I like him because, again, I very much understand his plight. I understand where he's coming from, and I sympathize with it, but the way he goes about it is just no good. There's so much heart to the character to where he almost never really feels like a villain sometimes. Maybe I'm just crazy. Ralph Fiennes is just so good. He sells this guy's motivation. I know who this guy is. I understand him so much. Just a fantastic villain. This is the other guy who I was talking about, like probably my most anticipated villain review. I can't wait to do it. When the second this movie comes out on streaming or something like that, villain review, SLOWIK, like you already know. Before we get to number 1, I'm going to do an honorable mention, but I only have one honorable mention, and that is Quaritch 2 from Avatar. Say what you will about Quaritch 2, he's not an amazing villain. That's for sure, but he's so much better than round 1 Quaritch, and just the potential in this guy I think is amazing. I love the idea of a clone who's cloned off of this person who's not that good, who is a bad person, but now he's struggling with, do I be who I was or do I become my new person? Because like I am him, but I'm not him. I think by the end of the Avatar franchise, mark my words, mark it, December 30th, 2022, Quaritch will be the best character in the whole franchise. I see so much potential there. Stephen Lang's great. Yeah. Number 1's Pearl. Yeah, is it really close? It's not really fair because Pearl has the most screen time of all of these villains, even though Avatar's like probably as long as both movies combined. But Pearl is the only one with a whole movie dedicated to her to flesh out her backstory and all her motivations. Just such a cool character. Mia Goth is amazing. She's gonna get snubbed of an Oscar nomination, even though she totally deserves it. Please make me wrong. She's scary, but also sympathetic. Not sympathetic in the sense where I feel bad for her, but she just has a very sad story. It's sad to see all this stuff happen to her. Seeing where she starts off, and then who she turns into in X. All this, it's just, man, it's awesome. And yeah, that's my list. I have a second channel now, hooray. Please subscribe. If we could just get that to like 1,000 subscribers, dude, I'd be over the moon. I have 5 videos up right now. You can go watch them right now after this video. One of them of which I reacted to Watch Mojo's top 10 villains of 2022. And, yeah, let me tell you, watch that video, you'll be shocked. I also reacted to Jeremy John's top 10 movies of the year. That was pretty cool. I like Jeremy John's. I also gave my dream cast for Knives Out 3. I think it's pretty cool. I also told my thoughts on the God of War show coming out. Please subscribe to the other channel too. I'm really scared it's gonna fail. Give me your top 10 villains list in the comments below. I'm actually very genuinely curious to see what you guys think. That's the video. Cool, thanks, bye.